I'm speaking with Will Whitehorn, the president of Virgin Galactic, and I'd like to welcome you, first of all, to the International Astronautical Federation.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'd like to know what are the objectives and values for Virgin Galactic? Can you explain some of the objectives and values for Virgin Galactic?
Yes, I can. Virgin Galactic's objectives and values are really very simple. It's just that what we're doing isn't that easy. I think the simple values that we have are that we believe that there is a marketplace for an entirely different approach to space. And we believe that the kind of aviation technologies that we've been in the forefront of with Burt Rutan can be applied to space. And for us, there's a very simple goal, is to prove that you can build a space launch system not funded by government in the private sector. You can use it for a variety of purposes, a multi-role number of purposes, space tourism being the first available market we used to prove the business plan, and now science, payload, satellite launching applications, and that we can fund this and develop it without the need for subsidy and become a profitable business. Now, if we can do that, it'd be a bit like the early days when the internet was unlocked or mobile phone technology was unlocked from government purposes. And the kind of walls of investment money that eventually went into those technologies could go into space launch systems. Space launch is completely underinvested worldwide, and we are using a system that was designed in 1944. You know, we are using basically bigger V2s. And the fact of the matter is that there is another way to get to space. I'm not saying that ground-based rocketry is not essential for a lot of things, but there's a lot of things it's not essential for, which it's currently used for. And it's a very, very expensive way and relatively dangerous way to get either people or payload to space.
Right. Can you give me a bit of a historical perspective? Where has Virgin Galactic come from? Where is it now? And where is it going in the near future?
Virgin Galactic kind of came out of a project in Virgin called the Gaia Capitalism Project. It was new ways to think about our business for the future. We envisaged over a decade ago that $100 oil and peak oil would arrive, and decided to start investing in businesses like the rail industry in the UK, which was very underinvested. And we designed a very advanced computer-controlled tilting train, which had regenerative braking to put its electricity back in. And then we started to think about aviation, and we'd been pushing Boeing and Airbus to try and build much higher carbon composite vehicles than they do at the moment. So we decided to develop an aircraft, which a friend of Richard's called Steve Fawcett wanted to try and get the world record for the first ever non-stop global circumnavigation. So we built the world's largest carbon composite plane, called the Virgin Atlantic Global Flyer. The man who built it for us was Burt Rutan. And really, as we began to talk with Burt, and he had begun to get funded by Paul Allen to develop Spaceship One for the X Prize, we began to bring the projects together. So we've basically taken the heritage of the Virgin Atlantic Global Flyer, which was designed to be an efficient aircraft for the future, to showcase the technology of composites, apply that to a carrier aircraft, take Burt's Spaceship One and develop a Spaceship Two that would be capable of carrying people into space, giving them the freedom of movement as space tourists to experience weightlessness, and by doing that, create a vehicle big enough to carry scientists with payload experiments as well. And also develop a White Knight that would be capable of carrying satellites and satellite launch vehicles, as well as being able to carry people into space. So the genesis of the project was really thinking about more efficiency. We're not a great believer that companies of the future are going to get better at what they do by buying carbon credits. They're going to get better by investing in the latest technologies. So we try to be a technology trailblazer, which is very rare for a consumer-based business operation.
Excellent. And can you tell me how joining the IAF is going to help Virgin Galactic?
Well,
what does that do for you?
Joining the IAF for us it's like, why are we here? You know, it's like asking the question, why should we be in space? I mean, for us, it's the natural time to do it. We're beginning the experimental flying program with White Knight 2. We know we have a space tourism business, and we know we can make that work in the future. But we also want to be involved in the science and payload sides of commercial space. And we believe the IAF will bring us to a much wider audience inside the space community than we could have possibly got to otherwise. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Our pleasure.
Sorry,